So I got a question for you. Do you need an apartment? Wink. All right, in this video, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about the ways that I've learned in 8 years of being an apartment locator, like different kind of tips and tricks that you can use that all apartment locators do use. Now, it's up to you after this video if you still wanna use an apartment locator or not. I think the service is very valuable. It takes away a lot of time and a lot of energy from you and your busy schedule, but I'll basically break down what we do and then what you can do on your own time to kind of save yourself a tons of money and then a tons of effort on your search. All right, let's get into it. Rule number 1. All right, the first rule in finding yourself the best deal for apartment locations is don't commit to any one spot for more than a year. Now, this sounds kind of strange, but your goal should be every single year move from apartment to apartment to apartment. And any apartment managers and any apartment owners that are watching this, I'm sorry, but it's true. Because every single year, you're gonna get the best deal possible. They're trying to get new people in on. So they're either gonna do a look and lease, so they're gonna wipe their app and admins, you're gonna get a waived deposit, you're gonna get a month, 2, sometimes 3 months free. There's even some places that give away like bikes and cruises and like TVs and stuff like that. Also, when you go to these new places, because you're going to be bouncing around so much, you're not committing to any one spot, you can act a little bit like a real estate investor where it's like, I get all my demands or I get nothing. And so if they try to hold back some kind of washer and dryer situation, like, yeah, we don't supply washer and dryers, you have to pay that for yourself. They're like, no, I'm not committed to this place, I'm not committed to any place, I'm trying to find the best deal, you give me that washer and dryer or I walk. Rule number 2. The second rule is to make sure to know your seasons. So there are certain times of the year that are best to just get apartments in. Whenever you start to look at the beginning of summer or at the end of summer, that is going to be the worst time to look for apartments. And a lot of times it always is that way because of the seasons of people coming in and either because of school or their apartment or their jobs coming in and like shipping them to new cities or whatever. And so whenever you're coming to a new city, if you know you're getting your apartment in June or July because you have to, then at least try to push out your lease for the extended amount of time. Don't just do the 12-month lease. Do something that's going to push you into like the September, October, November. And if you could really get like the December and January, that's when you get your best deals. That's when all the apartments that have no specials start doing 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months free. Rule number 3, know your net effective numbers. This is very important. What is a net effective number? That is if you so happen to go to a property that is, say for instance, $1,000 for 1,000 square foot. Let's just, for the video, that's never gonna happen. Let's just say for instance, $1,000 for 1,000 square foot. Your net effective number is $1 per square foot. And if you're going around looking for $1 per square foot, then you're set. You get to just say all the different places, you narrow it down to your top 5, and then narrow it down to your top 3, and then you just look at the net effective number. Which one do you get the most amount of bang for your buck? So let's say for instance you're comparing this 1,000 square foot spot that's $1,000 to a $2,000 spot that has 1,000 square foot as well. So one is gonna be twice as much as the other. But what if this one over here that has the $2,000 price is brand new, it's nice, it's in high rise, it's sexy, it has everything you want, but you're like, I cannot afford $2,000 a month. I'm getting twice as much over on this other property. This is true, but these are the gross numbers, not the net numbers. Because this property over here is brand new and they have almost no one in there, they really need your help. They need to get the occupancy up so they can start rolling that forward on another property. So what they're gonna do is that they're gonna give you, hypothetically in this scenario, XYZ amount of months free. And so it's gonna bring down every single month, if you divide it out, it's gonna bring down the cost to, say for instance, $1,000 a month for 1,000 square foot. And so after you factor in all the months that you get for free and all the specials, it's actually the same price. And so most people, when I talk to them, they're only talking about the gross. The gross numbers are just think of gross as untrue. Net is true. The true numbers are they're both the same price when you factor in all the specials. The gross numbers, this one's twice as much. So make sure to always know your net effective price. Tip number 4. Like and subscribe. Make sure to comment below and share this with a friend. Thank you. Tip number 5. Find yourself a roommate. This is super important. I know how much everybody, including myself, wants to be super independent nowadays, good old millennials. But the fact is that for me to find you a badass floor-to-ceiling window, cool unit, it's gonna cost in uptown area around $1,700 to $2,000 base. And that is base price. And if you really want to get like the more cool, specific kind of customized units, we're talking $25,000 to $3,000 starting. And so that compared to a 2-bedroom, I mean, there's a really sick 2-bedroom in a place called Sky House, which is a high rise. It's like a base level into like a between Class A and luxury kind of property. And you can get a 2-bedroom there for like $2,500. And then it's a floor to ceiling wraparound window. Like your entire place is floor to ceiling wraparound windows. And so the cost of you to split a 2-bedroom is substantially less than if you just were to do an average 1-bedroom by itself. And so if you can somehow find a friend, maybe someone travels a lot, maybe they're a nurse, maybe they just, I don't know, maybe they're just cool and you really like them a lot. If you can somehow get a roommate, they will cut you down so much costs. 3 bedrooms even more. There's some sick 3 bedrooms out there on the market. Final rule, number 6. Your apartment is probably gonna lie to you. When it comes time for you to move out, they're gonna say your move out rate is this, we're gonna increase it by this much, and this is the best we can do for you. That's not true. Whenever it comes to you going at the end of your lease, go out before you waste an apartment locator's time or a real estate agent's time, go out and look at a couple of properties on your own, and it doesn't matter if you really like those properties or not, just basically pop in casually and get some brochures and get some prices. Then when you go back to your apartment complex, you say, hey, I did find some properties in the area that look kind of like in the same kind of area. It's like the marketable, comparable properties. And then say, they look just kind of like this, they have the same kind of price points, and they're offering me this. Now, I'm going to go to those properties unless you can match this or unless you can give me a better deal. Speaking of those numbers that you previously gave me on a piece of paper, are those solid or not solid? And at that point, they would say, okay, we're gonna take this into consideration, we'll get some approval from management, we'll get back to you. At that point, just keep going into the office and sitting down and talking to the assistant manager or the manager and be like, hey, I just want you to know I got 3 or 4 days to make my final decision. If you guys can't come back to me with a better deal, can't give me a month free prorated, or can't waive something or other or lower my rate, then I want you to know I am going to go ahead and put in my notice. And then if they know that you're coming with that strong amount of conviction, and also you already brought in marketable, comparable rates, then a lot of times they will work with you and they will give you some kind of special bonus. Now, if you just drop in your I'm not renewing out of nowhere, then a lot of times there's no room to negotiate. Or even if you just kind of say, I don't know, blah, 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 they don't really take you seriously until it's too late. And so use those other comps in the area to work to lower your rate as much as possible, or at least try to get some specials, moving specials, even though you're not moving in, you're actually at the end of your lease. It does happen all the time. I've done it. I've helped my other clients do it. You can do it too. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos I post on YouTube. Hopefully they educate you and you get a little more confident when it comes to real estate investing, and apartment locating. Again, I do help people still with apartment locating. I personally love apartment locating. I know a lot of people are like, you're an apartment locator? I thought you just do real estate and real estate investing. True, but that was my base. My base and how I started was always apartment locating, and I still love it. I mean, it's just nice to have a day or two's worth of work and just go out and pop into some properties and just grab a drink, happy hour with the client after we get done touring. It's just so low stress and it's easy and it's fun, and I like it a lot. I don't think I'll ever stop doing it, but people just don't even know I still do it. So make sure to spread the word. I'm still rocking and rolling. I still love apartment locating. All right, thank you guys so much. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.